I'm Greg Taylor, the Director of Equities here at Solder Brothers and the Principal of the Solder Brothers Technology Fund. I've enjoyed 25 years investing in emerging companies, both Australia and globally, and been fortunate enough to branch across both listed and unlisted assets. So started off in investment banking in the mid-90s and then moved pretty quickly, some experience both in the UK and in the Australian markets. Then moved into funds management and spent a lot of my time with Schroders, one of the larger listed Australian equity fund managers in the country. Following that, I left the capital markets and founded and operated my own business in sort of technology, media and sport, and had an exit to that business a number of years later and then came back into the capital markets. Applying those learnings and experience, really focused a little bit more on unlisted investment, where we're able to take lead or active investment positions in some really exciting emerging growth companies. And over the most recent sort of 10-year period, I've introduced over 14 companies to the ASX via an IPO, but also invested in dozens of other listed and unlisted companies. So super passionate about backing emerging growth businesses and really giving the opportunity to unlock their potential, and the Solder Brothers Tech Fund's the latest vehicle to apply that passion. Yeah, look, it's a innovative new tech fund focused in on 5 distinct sectors within the technology sector. It is an unlisted fund focusing for a 5-year investment horizon. We're targeting the 5 key verticals of telecommunications, enterprise software, fintech, medtech, and property tech. And what we're excited about is we've assembled a large group of proven operators and investors in each of those domains to bring together a really powerful ecosystem of people and opportunity to get the best out of these sectors. Yeah, it's an interesting part of the cycle. As you said, the cycle's pretty consistent through time, and we're definitely in a cycle at the moment, and we're at the bottom end of that cycle. That's been driven by, obviously, there was pretty dramatic increases in inflation, then ultimately interest rates and the uncertainty around how that all lands. What you've seen is a very aggressive revaluation of companies, especially earlier stage technology companies, and you've seen falls of greater than 50% across the board, across the various stages, whether they be listed companies or anywhere from stage A to stage D. Why now is that I think that the rate of change has never been as great as it is now in technology, and technology has and will continue to change people's lives. And the latest iteration of that's a lot of the talk around artificial intelligence, AI, and it's just another example of how technology, the rate of advancement and impact will continue. And so how these businesses are valued and how they can thrive in this environment is unchanged, but the valuation metrics move around uncertainty around the broader macro environment. And what we're seeing at the moment is valuations at 10 to 20 year lows, but you're still seeing some great companies with really innovative IP, intellectual property, and some great leaders that we're excited to be given the opportunity to back and drive the success of these businesses. Yeah, ultimately we invest in people, and we're a big believer, being a technology fund, technology and intellectual property is critical, but it's ultimately people that run businesses, and we're not too discriminant about what stage the company is in its evolution. We're typically looking for businesses that are commercialised, but outside of that we don't get too caught up in whether it's a Series A or whether it's a pre-IPO or anything else. What we're looking for is backing good people and good businesses with global opportunity sets, and we think having that more stage agnostic approach in very targeted sectors using proven operators is the way forward, and that's been where we've had success in the past, and confident it's the recipe for success going forward. So what we've got is an amazing group of individuals, proven operators that are domain experts in each of the 5 investment verticals in which we're focused. And those, to reiterate, that we've got in the telco sector, fintech, medtech, enterprise software and property tech. And each of these people on the advisory board have founded and ran and been leaders of meaningful, successful businesses in each of these domains. We're talking about exits of these businesses north of $100 million in valuation. They've founded businesses in these areas and have very deep networks and experience to help us not only source and diligence deals, but also operate, manage and grow our investee companies, and ultimately look for the best exit for these investments over time. So the advisory panel, again, great group of collective people, deep networks, deep experience that can really empower the underlying investments as well as the broader portfolio. Yeah, look, ultimately it comes down to we're big believers in people-run businesses, and if you look at all the success stories and the less successful stories, it ultimately, more often than not, comes down to people. And so we're all about backing founders and supporting founders to really grow and extract the full value for their business over time. But it also need a team of people, and they also need to be a team of people who are open to change and to be challenged and make those pivots in a business that are necessary for it to ultimately be successful. So it starts with people. We spend a lot of time understanding the people involved in the business, how we can support them, and having a really positive relationship with the leaders of that business. In addition to that, it's big believers in intellectual property. You need to have some unique intellectual property in your portfolio to really be a winner in what is now a global market. And so we look for the quality of that intellectual property, how the tech's been built, how it's different, and how it's making a change to people's lives. And is there a global application for this? Because again, the global market is what we all compete in these days. So, and then after you get through those very important factors, it's about just understanding the financials of the business. What are the key metrics, and how do we determine what is success in this business? Because a lot of businesses have grown at extraordinary levels, but not necessarily profitable, or they haven't improved the quality of their earnings or the metrics in their business. So it's doing that detailed work to understand the metrics, monitor them, and keep on top of them to ensure that the business is continuing to hit its objectives and be successful. So it's a lot to look at. Yeah, no, it's definitely different. If you go back to those pillars of people, intellectual property and the underlying financial intelligence in the business, we believe they're the key ingredients, whether they're listed or not. But you make a very good point around governance structures and availability of information in public companies versus private companies. And what that requires is sometimes you just got to do a little bit more work to find those hidden gems. And we're not afraid of doing that. We've got the depth of team, we've got the experience of team to do that work. And we believe sometimes that's where the greatest opportunities are. But typically, before going into an investment, we're looking for fully audited accounts and the businesses that are commercialised. So that's typically where we focus. And as long as you do the detailed work, you understand the people, the technology and the opportunity and the financial metrics of the business, that transcends exactly what stage the business is at. But you do need to think about, now it's taking on institutional money for these private businesses, what additional governance or resources do they need in the business to be able to flourish in that environment? Yeah, co-investment's a really integral piece of what we do at Solder Brothers with the Solder Brothers Technology Fund. And what we're looking to do is forever broadening and deepening the ecosystem in which we operate. And so the co-investment brings in like-minded people who have experience and knowledge within the tech sector who can bring capital to the table, but also can maybe help some businesses within the underlying portfolio. So it gives the co-investor the opportunity, if they have a particular interest in one of the investee companies, to have a direct exposure to that. But it also hopefully lights up that ability to tap into the experience of that co-investor and the network of that co-investor to help the business flourish and achieve its potential. And this is a really powerful and unique aspect of the Salter Brothers Technology Fund. And it's something we've tried in the last 10 years to great success, and really excited about partnering with the right people who can bring more to the table than just capital.